What's up, America? Neil here from Geauga Firearms Academy. Thanks for watching. Today I am super excited because I have my good friend and super lawyer, Ian Friedman. Now, I will say that we are here in Ohio, and so a lot of this will be applicable to Ohioans. So if you are an Ohioan, you're going to get a little bit of extra value. But please know that this is going to be best practices anywhere in the United States. Ian, one of the things that comes up in classes a lot is students understanding the immediacy portion of a situation. Can you speak to that?
Right. Yeah, so technically one has to be faced with the threat of imminent serious bodily harm. So imminent is the operative term, and what that means is it's got to be happening now. If you don't act, this is going to occur. So you can't say like the threat is a few minutes from now, or if you do this, something's going to happen tomorrow. It is, if I do not act now, this harm is going to occur. That's probably how to best think about it.
To take that a step further, and this is kind of maybe a wildish scenario, but I bring this up. So somebody comes in your house, they shoot you, right? It's a grazing shot, whatever. You're okay. This person runs out of the house. They got scared off. They're going to jump in their car. They're going to take off. Right. And so I bring this up to students, and I say, okay, now you have your gun, and you go run after them out there as they're trying to leave your place. Now you've been wrong. They did shoot at you, right? They did harm you. They automatically assume that they can just run up there now and just start blasting away at them. What do you say to that?
Yeah, the answer is no to that, right? But what I would say is that we're going to look at that situation frame by frame, second by second, because the way that I see it, the second that the shot was brought at you, you certainly could argue that you're justified in using self-defense. As the person is running out of the house, now I'm going to have a lot of questions for you as a defense lawyer. Were there other people in the house who may have been in harm's way when the person was running out? Could that person have turned and continued trying to shoot at you or someone else, right? We also have defense of ourselves, but defense of others. So there are a lot of factors, but let's just take your example. Person clears the house, they no longer pose a threat to you or anyone else in the house, they're just simply going to their car to get away. Probably not justifiable self-defense at that point.
Would you agree? I find that people have a difficult time disconnecting emotional, right? The emotion of like this person wronged me, they violated my, my space, whatever, they harmed me with, that means I can use deadly force. Would you feel that's a pretty accurate statement?
Yeah, the two absolutely have to be kept separate. And that's why preparation and thinking through scenarios and situational awareness are so critical, because acting on emotion is never going to end in a good place.
And we talked about being an imminent threat. Are there other factors that we should understand about that as well?
Yeah, there are. So in Ohio, really, when we look at the law, there are really 4 elements that have to be met in order to have a valid claim of self-defense. So the threat has to be imminent. The immediacy has to be there. We also have to talk about proportionality, right? You can't just, here, if you put your hand up here for a second and, I just slapped you, right, you can't act now in self-defense, leaving me injured. So there has to be proportionality. Number 3, necessity. There can't be any reasonable alternative to the act. So for instance, there is a threat, you're right there, but also right next to you is a police officer who could handle the situation. You're not going to be able to make a valid claim of self-defense if all of a sudden you acted when the police officer was just about to step in and take care of it. And 4th and finally, you can't claim self-defense if you're the initial aggressor. You can't go to the situation, you can't create the situation and then act on it and say that I acted in self-defense. You cannot do that. The threat has to come to you, not the other way around.
All right. I always use this, it's kind of a funny one, but I use this as an example because we have a book in Ohio that kind of condenses the whole ORC, the big legalese that you guys use. And there's 2 conditions that they put in there specifically, and one of them is not at fault. And I always use this as an example, meaning that if I find out that, that Kim's cheating on me with our neighbor, and I come home and a battle ensues as I went over there, it doesn't really matter how that shook out. The fact is, how could I have avoided the situation? Not gone over there. I wasn't going over there to give him a high five, right? So I put myself in that situation. Well, there you guys have it. 30 years of experience here. Super lawyer giving you incredible depth of knowledge and experience, case after case. hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video. Of course, I really appreciate and honor that you took the time for us and, of course, the viewers to share your knowledge with everybody.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, and I'm honored that you and Geauga Firearms Academy asked me to be here. Thank you for coming to First Strike.
You know where to find us here on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and of course we put all our premium content on Patreon. Until next time, remember, it's always be better judged by 12 than carried by 6.